Damn. Parenting. Why is parenting so hard? I mean, that's a hilarious question. First of all. But we all have experience with it. You can say that for basically all of us. We are either parents or we are children of some parent. One or two or whatever. And I think we can all probably agree it's hard. It's hard to be a parent. But our views about why, it's probably some huge range. Why is it so freaking hard to be a good parent? I mean, even that, you can talk about that till the cows come home. I'll just talk a little bit about my experience, because I actually am a parent. Real life. I have not one, but two small children. Damn. And now I understand lots of stuff that I wouldn't have had a freaking clue about 10 years ago. I would say important stuff, deep stuff, epic stuff, even about why humanity is so troubled. Because it goes back to it. It really does. It goes back to parenting, how we raise our kids, what we teach them, how we shape them. Because we definitely do. As everyone knows, pretty much. Yeah, this is hilarious because we're just going to scrape the surface, obviously. But let me just say, I think parenting is mega hard because it forces you, the parent, into kind of like direct contact with your own crap. Let's put it that way. And then how you react to that is, therein lies the rub about how good a parent you are, probably. You can't blame your child. I think this is kind of the reason why it brings you into direct contact. You can't blame your child for X, Y, and Z, really, when they're a year old, 2 years old. They are completely innocent. So if you have some kind of issue, like, oh man, they're keeping you up at night, or they're crying too much because they need something maybe, or you can't figure out why they're crying so much, it's not their freaking fault. And unless you're really delusional, which some people are, or which, at times, I have been for sure, you can't blame the child for that. You just can't. They are an innocent 0-year-old, 1-year-old, 2-year-old. You can go up as high as you want. And it's not their fault. So your reaction to it and how you deal with it, just that takes center stage. And I don't think we like that too much. When you're dealing with your partner, and there's some kind of rub, something is happening, where you're not getting along, or you're arguing about something, we can tell ourselves, this is because of her. This is their fault. Why are they doing this to me? You can do that with your partner. Can you do that with your baby, with your child? Not so much. Until they reach a certain point. And then it becomes easier to do it. Because they seem less innocent. They probably aren't less innocent, but they seem less innocent. So we're like in direct contact with just our reaction to something. That just is the way that it is. And we can question, like, even if you don't want to blame your kid, or if you don't do that, we can then blame ourselves for some kind of issues that we have. Like, why did we even have children? That's another fun one. Which results in a bunch of stuff. But basically, like, my reaction to difficulties that are almost just inherent to having a child, I then let out on everybody around me, on my family. If I can't take the pressure of a child screaming and not knowing what to do about it, or not effectively being able to stop it, if I deal with that a certain way, it's going to turn into, in a negative way, let's just say it, it's going to turn into all kinds of stuff that I pile on my partner, that I pile on the child, that I'm piling on myself. I know this may sound kind of general, a little bit vague, but I think this is one of the root reasons why parenting is so hard. And it can take a billion forms. I've seen in my parenting life, I've seen it take a billion forms. And whatever rubs you, like, that's not going to be the same thing that rubs your partner the wrong way, or rubs, whatever, the kid's grandparents the wrong way, or whoever else is around. Like, we all have our own things that rub us the wrong way, that get us going, that trigger us, if you want to use that word. There are things that are triggering about having children, obviously. But it's weighted so hard because this is now your creation. You've got a kid. This is you, sort of. So everything is weighted, given such a heap of, importance. We hear all the time, this is the most important thing that you can do in your freaking life, is have a child. It might not be accurate, but we hear it all the time. So it's so weighted, so pressurized, which is a whole nother reason why it's so hard. Such pressure. Oh my God. And then the pressure we put on each other. And now I don't even want to know the pressure that people feel with everyone comparing everybody else on social media and everywhere else, like how to be a good parent and are you a good parent and all this stuff. I mean, oh my God, the pressure of it. Being told by your own parents how to be a parent all over again. They're telling you what to do. Oh my God, how do you deal with that? You know what I mean? It's overwhelming. It's all the stuff that happens and all the dynamics and all the things that you have to manage as a parent. And we wonder, of course, when we're children and kids, like, why the hell can't my parent just be like normal? Why can't my parent just treat me in a way that makes sense? Why can't my parent just, like, be there with me? Why is my parent so freaking weird? They can't seem to handle being a parent. Why did my parent even have kids? It doesn't seem like they want me. It doesn't seem like they know how to do this. Like, what's so hard about being a parent? You know? All of us who had parents who were maybe not the best probably thought some of these thoughts. And of course we don't know the viewpoint from the parent's point of view, obviously. We shouldn't. But of course, you know, when we do it ourselves, we start to get it. We start to understand, oh, well, I have a lot of responsibilities. I have a lot of things to juggle and balance. I have to use my entire skill set to do this. And maybe I don't have the skills that I need to do all of this. I can do this part and I can do this part. And then if I'm a single parent, I have no one else to help me to fill in the holes of the stuff that I can't do that well. I'm just alone. I'm the son of a single parent. After, when I was 5, 6, whatever. Single parent. Brutal. I mean, I can't even imagine. So, obviously the result is a little bit more compassion for your parents. If you can go there. Some of us are so mad at our parents that it's hard to feel any compassion for them. But man, I could go on about this for eons. Because I've said to one of my friends, it's like parenting is like graduate school of all the stuff that you learn through like psychology, spirituality, all kinds of disorders that you might study, self-work, all this stuff. Being a parent is like where all that stuff becomes concrete. Because this is where you become a teacher, basically, to something you have complete responsibility over. Along with your partner, if you've got one. If you're raising a kid together, that's even more complicated in some ways. Another thing to navigate. But it is freaking graduate school. It is the hardest thing, easily the hardest thing I've ever had to do. And I'm sure you talk with parents, they're going to agree, for the most part, parenting is easily the hardest thing that they've ever had to do. Because it just is. You put everything into this. And if you haven't, like, dealt with your own stuff to some level, if you haven't figured it out, in quotes, to some degree, there's going to be a lot of trouble, a lot of drama, a lot of stuff, which just naturally happens. When you then are put into like a high stakes situation with a lot of responsibility and a lot of juggling and a lot of interpersonal stuff going on. In any case, just getting started. Parenting, incredible. Incredible. I'll just leave it at that.